Menopause is not a dirty word, so can we please stop acting as though it is? I'm taking a break from workout videos this week because I want to tell you this story because I think it's really important and things need to change. Before we get into it, welcome to My Body Fits. I'm personal trainer and kettlebell coach Mel Anderson, and I work with women approaching, going through and beyond menopause. And one of the biggest struggles I hear women talk about is those aches and pains that come with this journey. So I put a little something together for you to help with those niggles. My free gift to you is my Stretch and Rise series, short and simple morning mobility routines to have you jumping out of bed in no time without all those aches and pains. Simply follow this URL or find the link in the description to get access straight away. All right, let's get on with this story. So here's what happened. I was on this virtual marketing conference and it was going really well and I was learning lots, and there was a VIP session with the top guy on the conference and a chance to go up on the virtual stage to ask him a question. Now there were about, hundreds of other people wanting to get up there. So I put on my daughter's bright yellow jumper, so I got noticed, and I waved my hands around furiously, and guess what? I got picked. So he asked me what my business was and what question I had, and I told him that I work with women approaching, going through and post-menopause, and I wanted to know how I could reach more people. Super amazing opportunity. Once I'd had my turn, I was absolutely buzzing, and I scrolled through the comments to see what people were saying, and I was so shocked to find this comment. How to say it without using the word menopause. So as I scrolled down, that same person a few comments down said, please don't use the word menopause. I mean, what the actual fruit? But it gets worse. This was from a woman, and a woman that's in the yoga or wellness space who likely comes into contact with quite a few menopausal women and could likely really help them if she wasn't so judgmental or maybe fearful of this journey that they're on. I'm sorry to say that this isn't the first time that I've had a crappy reaction like this. In fact, there've been quite a few, hence the rant today. So one of the times was also on a virtual event when I was presenting a mini workshop called Owning and Elevating Your Menopause Journey. So I was hanging out in the virtual green room, meeting all the other people and chatting to speakers and all that kind of thing. And this dude asked me, what are you doing here today? And when I told him, and I used that word, he went, ew, and visibly recoiled. Now, to be honest, I just thought, oh, what a knob. My bloody teenage son is way more comfortable and at peace with the discussion than he was. And that's how it should be. This conversation should be perfectly normal and okay, because this is part of life that every freaking woman is going to go through at some point. It's perfectly natural and normal and inevitable. So making women feel like there's something wrong with them, or they're on the heap, or they should just be quiet and suffer in silence is not it. So now I had a bit of a bee in my bonnet, and I wanted to know if this was just me. Is it just me getting this reaction? So I asked some friends and clients and colleagues and asked if they had any similar experiences, and here's what they told me. Okay, so here's some of these comments. You're getting Alzheimer's just like your mum did. This was from a lady's husband, and it was really triggering for her because her mum did have Alzheimer's and she didn't really know what was going on, and she thought that's what was happening. Actually, she was just perimenopausal. Menopause is not an appropriate conversation for the workplace. This was said to a lady who works in HR by a male colleague, but she just went on to remind him that the whole team are women and so are his bosses, and then she told him all day every time she had a hot flush. Well, that was uncomfortable. That's somebody walking away from a group of people discussing menopause. Just like, grow up, please. So those were all from men, and the next ones are all comments from women, which somehow feels a little bit worse, because it's almost like these women are saying, I'm a woman too, so I'm not suffering, so you can't be either. You're not ill, are you? Just sort yourself out. This was somebody's female boss, a young female boss that said that to her. Menopause is all in the mind. Another female boss. How about this one? I think you're making it worse because you keep talking about it. You're manifesting it. And this is from somebody's best friend. Nice friend. And then there was these numerous women who they've all went on this weekend that I went to too. It was fabulous. When they mentioned they were going on an empowering weekend for menopausal women, they were met with sniggers, with eye rolling and eyebrows raised. And one woman in particular said that a young colleague said, well, I'm just not at that phase of life. Well, you probably will be one day soon, my darling, so you better change that attitude. Can we please stop this now? Can we please educate ourselves, stop judging, stop gaslighting, denying or diminishing a woman's journey and get comfy with this conversation, because it's not going anywhere. Attitudes like this are the reason that so many women are still in the dark when this journey begins. They're still confused and scared of what's happening to them, and they're still searching for a way to get back to how they felt 20 years ago instead of embracing this time of life and actually feeling empowered by it. To be fair and to be honest, maybe these people aren't complete assholes. Maybe they just don't get it. And maybe they think that menopause is an old lady condition and life's kind of done once you reach this stage. So ignorance sort of feels easier. And that's why we have to keep talking about it. We have to normalise this conversation. We have to educate people. Look, I know that menopause has its challenges, way more for some women than for others, because we're all so different. But approaching these challenges without knowledge, acceptance and support makes it so much harder. If you know potentially what's coming, you can make informed choices about your lifestyle, you can build resilience, and you can think about what support you might seek out if and when you need it. The conversation doesn't have to be a negative, moany one, although even that's okay sometimes. But it can be empowering, learning to let go of some of the things that you used to think were important, letting go of negative, toxic people and surrounding yourself with uplifting, like-minded women. It can be learning new ways to reduce stress, to look after yourself and start giving yourself that love and attention you so deserve. There are loads of people out there doing a really great job at normalising this conversation and working hard to improve things for women. And I'm going to share a list of them with you at the end of the video, so please stick around for that. So let's join them. Let's make it normal and comfortable and okay to talk about menopause. I, for one, promise to keep this conversation going. I'm 50 years old and I'm menopausal, and now, after learning and educating myself, I'm feeling better than ever because I owned it. I've checked in on my lifestyle, I've let go of all the stuff that I used to think defined me, but actually now I realise it was kind of a little bit of bullshit. I've got the support I needed to feel better, and I surround myself and connect with people that make me feel great. And every day I am more and more unapologetically me. I will not be told not to use this word. I will not be silenced. I work with menopausal women, and menopausal women are freaking awesome. Itchy nose. Totally did that whole thing in my slippers. You think I could be?